This is an ad by Regain Couples Therapy. Let's be honest. Loving your partner doesn't mean you always like them, and guess what? That's normal. Regain, powered by BetterHelp, offers couples therapy that's flexible, affordable, and 100% online. Whether you're reconnecting or working through conflict, Regain is here to support you both. See why people wish they'd tried couples therapy sooner. Visit regain.com/couplespod to get 10% off your first month. That's regain.com/couplespod.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
Hello, guys. This is Pastor Jonathan Smith with Just the Bible Will Do podcast. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the podcast today. And I want to say thank you so very much for all the likes, shares, downloads, and everything that you guys do each and every week to make sure that this podcast is successful. Hey, I broke some news earlier in the week that we are going to be going to San Francisco, California at the end of August, the 1st of September. We will be headed out there to join in a recording of a podcast called The Enemy's Project. And we are looking forward to that trip. We are looking for a couple sponsors to come on board with us for that trip. So if you are interested in helping sponsor that trip, please feel free to reach out to me. Just the Bible will do at gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on any of our social media pages. We'd be grateful to hear from you there. Also, in the upcoming days, we will be recording some new podcasts with some new people to come on and interview. If you are a podcaster and would like to come on Just the Bible Will Do podcast, we do a segment called Jump In with Jonathan. It is a segment that is a hodgepodge segment. We talk about a variety of different issues, a variety of different topics, different things going on in the world. So if you would like to come on there, feel free to shoot us an email at justthebiblewilldo at gmail.com with the name of your podcast and what you talk about on your podcast. When I begin to think about today's podcast and what we would be discussing, I want to talk about something that I think is very near and dear to my heart as a Christian. And I think it's something that all of us should look at on why do we judge other people? We are in a day and an hour that we think being judgmental is cool. We are in a day and an hour that we judge a person because of their past, because of their present. We judge them because of their color. We judge them because of their gender. We judge them because of the way that they dress, the way that they act, the way that they conduct themselves. And the Bible tells us in Matthew's Gospel, chapter number 7, and verse number 1, judge not lest you should be judged. When we think about judging someone, we need to remember in the book of Romans, the Bible tells us that every man must give an account of himself to God. At the end of the day, there should be no room for judging in any of our lives because we are all sinners. We are all born of the same sinful nature, and we all have Adam's blood inside of us, which makes us imperfect people. There was only one perfect person that walked the face of this earth, and his name was Jesus Christ. And unfortunately, today, where we are at is we have found it okay to judge someone, to hate someone, to belittle someone because we disagree with them. And unfortunately, it's not in the world that we're seeing this. I'm seeing it in the churches. I'm seeing it amongst, and I can say this because I'm a Baptist, but I see it amongst Baptist preachers. I'm seeing Baptist preachers take an entire sermon, and if you don't believe me, go out and you will find it on TikTok, you will find it on Facebook, you will find it on X, you'll find it in numerous places. We're seeing pastors take entire sermons or entire segments of their sermons to rail on other pastors, to name call other pastors. They're calling them liberal, they're calling them compromisers. They are downgrading them. They are belittling them. They are doing everything they can to destroy them. And listen, we do not need friendly fire in the Christian church age that we're in today. Us as pastors and us as preachers and us as Christians, we fight enough hell throughout the week that we don't need to be given hell from a fellow Christian. You say, well, I wouldn't have said it that way. Well, you wouldn't have, but that's why I've got the podcast. I can say it the way that I want to say it. Unfortunately, today, I am sick and tired of every time I listen to certain preachers preach or certain camps of preachers preach, all they're doing is trashing each other. Listen, I may not like the music that your church sings. You may not like the music that my church sings. I may not like some things that you say as a preacher. You may not like some things that I say as a preacher. But at the end of the day, if you were preaching the gospel, if you were preaching the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ, if you are preaching that no man can go to heaven but by Jesus Christ, then I have no trouble as a pastor, as a preacher of the gospel, to stand with you as you preach the gospel. I don't care that your church sings contemporary music. I don't care what your people look like when they come into church, the way that they're dressed. I don't care what your youth group does. I don't care who you associate with. All I care about at the end of the day is, are you preaching the gospel? Now, the moment that you quit preaching the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ, the moment that you quit preaching that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven, the moment that you quit proclaiming the gospel is the moment that you will hear me step out and say something against you, because you are not promoting the gospel, you are promoting yourself. Unfortunately, today we have a lot of self promoters instead of Jesus promoters. God did not call us to go out into this world to promote ourselves, but He told us to go out into the highways and hedges and to compel them to come in. He told us to go out into the nations, teaching them all things whatsoever He commanded. And those things that He has taught us is not our personal opinions, is not our personal preferences, but those things that He has taught us is the gospel. Those things that He has taught us is things from the Word of God. I am sick and tired of people getting up and preaching their personal opinions. I'm sick and tired of people getting up preaching personal promotion when they should be standing up to preach the gospel. Do you realize that as a preacher and as a pastor, every time you stand in the pulpit, there is someone in that audience that is lost and undone without Christ. There is someone listening who's in desperate need of help. They don't need to hear you griping and moaning about another preacher or about another church or or getting up promoting your personal opinions. What they need to hear you is to say that Jesus Christ is the answer to every one of their problems. We as pastors have come quick to nitpick the Word of God, and we only pick certain parts of the Bible that we want to preach because it fits our idea of what we think we should say. A lot of us would do a lot of us a lot of good before we got up in the pulpit to get in the prayer closet and to tell God and to block anything stupid ignorant or self-promoting while we are preaching and say, God, I want you to fill me with your spirit. And God, I want you to block anything out that I shouldn't say. God, I want you to hide me behind the cross that I'm not seen, but that God, you are seen in me and through me, so that God, you can fill me with your presence, so that God, these people that are sitting in the congregation, or these people that are listening to me online, or these people that will hear me later on down the road, that God, it will not be something that I have said, but God, it'll be something that you have spoken and they have heard it loud and clear. But unfortunately, today we can't do that because that isn't popular. That won't get us thousands of views on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. Listen, I have a YouTube, I have a TikTok, I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have all the social media platforms that you possibly can have. Some I wish I didn't have. But when you think about that today, if preaching and promoting the gospel does not get me likes, does not get me shares, does not get me follows, does not get me I where I want to go, I'm not going to stop promoting and preaching the gospel. The gospel wasn't popular in Jesus' day, and it won't be popular in our day. When we preach the gospel today, we take all of ourself out of it. When we preach the gospel today, it no longer is about us, but it is about Christ. One of the writers said, I must decrease so that he must increase. And today there's a lot of us trying to increase, but in the time that it takes for us to increase, we are decreasing Christ. Today, you and I as pastors, you and I as preachers, you and I as Christians, it should be about Christ. It should be about promoting Christ and decreasing ourselves. For without Christ, you and I are nothing. Without Christ today, you and I have nothing. Without Christ today, you and I would be lost sinners on our way to hell. This week, let's go through this life and let's not judge a fellow Christian, a fellow pastor, even a lost person, but let's love them the way that Christ has loved us. Jesus said, I come in not to the world to condemn the world, but that the world through me might be saved. I'm going to say this in closing. If Jesus himself did not come into the world to condemn the world, then what gives you the right to go out into the world and to condemn the world? It's not our duty and responsibility to condemn the world, but it's our duty and responsibility as Christians to win this world for God. Hey, thank you so very much for listening to Just the Bible Will Do podcast. I am your host, the Pastor Jonathan Smith. This is another segment of Jump In with Jonathan. If there's something you would ever like for us to discuss, something you would like for us to talk about, on this segment of Jump In with Jonathan, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on YouTube, anywhere that you have social media, you should be able to find us. Feel free to visit our website, justthebiblewilldo.com. Also, feel free to send us an email. It is justthebiblewilldo@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening today. Keep looking up. Jesus is coming soon. Have a great day. God bless.